I used to use my frother to do this, but it was never very effective. This, like, very effective. So every morning for a while now, I wake up and I drink my coffee, or actually the past few weeks, I have been drinking, or probably 2 weeks now, a little over 2 weeks, I've been drinking matcha lattes instead of coffee because it's just a little bit better for you. It doesn't leave me feeling as gross, but it still has the caffeine, and it's a lot more refreshing than a hot cup of coffee, especially in the Texas summer. But I always sit down and read every single morning while I'm drinking my matcha latte or coffee. Right now I'm reading the Deathly Hallows because for the past few months or so, I've been working my way through all the Harry Potter books. Yeah, every morning I sit and I read, and it's honestly really good quality time. It's really good for getting me centered and just, ready for the day. So my absolute go-to breakfast recently, I've probably had it for breakfast almost every day of the week for the past at least 2, almost 3 weeks now, has been a good old bowl of oatmeal. This right here is packed full of calories and good nutrients, power me through a workout, get me started on the day. So you can see we got oatmeal on the bottom, which you can't see because I've completely piled it with all this delicious stuff. I have wild blueberries, some strawberries, some banana, got some hemp seeds and some chia seeds, and a spoonful of organic peanut butter. And these walnuts right here I toasted and then glazed in maple syrup to add a nice crunch factor and extra sweetness that is really, really good. Mix it all up and it turns into something just incredible. It's so yummy and it's so nutritious and packed full of good stuff, and it's definitely my favorite. For the oats, I usually cook them in a pot. Could you microwave them? Yeah, totally, but I like doing it in the pot, old-fashioned style, and I do it with half milk, half almond milk, and then half water with a dash of cinnamon for some extra sweet flavor. Love cinnamon. Now the walnuts that I glaze in the maple syrup, that's kind of tricky because I toast them a little bit on the stove, and then I get half water, half syrup concoction, and I pour that in there. And as it reduces and simmers down, it creates a nice glaze over the toasted walnuts. That's just amazing, and I love it. And of course, the hemp seeds, chia seeds are for added nutritional benefit, and then peanut butter adds another nice creamy flavor to it, as well as, nutritional benefit as well. And of course the fruits, you can do whatever variety of fruits. I've done it with just the strawberries or just banana or just the blueberries. I went ahead and did it all up because I had all of them ready to me, and it's really delicious. Overall, this is one of my favorite things. I have become obsessed with it. Like I said, I've eaten it so many times for breakfast recently. It's absolutely delicious and really good for me. And now it's time to get my sweat on. As you can see, I am now quite sweaty and hot. The bottom of my hair is literally all wet from sweat from my back. I will see you guys back once I have hydrated, cooled off, and freshened up to make myself a lunch in like 30 minutes. Okay, now that I don't smell so bad, let's make some lunch because I'm hungry. All right, and that's lunch. Here is my, I guess, teriyaki tofu veggie grain bowl. I guess if I were to have to give it a name, it's kind of a long name, not very concise, but I got myself some quinoa, which grains is something that I always try to work into my lunches, especially after a workout, because nutritional value and whatnot. Lots of great vegetables. I did some onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, broccoli, and kale. I sauteed all of those together with some liquid aminos and some nutritional yeast as well, and just a little bit of salt and pepper. And then instead of using oil to save the calories, I sauteed it with veggie broth, which is a great way to substitute that and make it less calorie dense, but still get nice, soft, sauteed veggies. As for the tofu, I mean, I love tofu, and especially as I try to eat more whole foods, plant-based, especially with, me taking more of a focus on my fitness and exercising and my workouts and everything every day. Tofu is a great way to just get that protein, and the way that I like to cook it is pan fry it for a little bit, and then I pop them into my air fryer for just a few minutes to finish baking. That way they get nice and crispy on the pan with a little bit of the sesame oil. Sesame oil also, whenever you saute in that, it kind of absorbs that toasty flavor of the toasted sesame oil, which is so good. And I toss it in my preferred seasonings with cornstarch to make sure it comes out nice and crispy, and then it's just absolutely perfect every single time. Quinoa is something that is really easy to cook just plain, and then it tastes really bland. I guess it honestly kind of tastes like grass. It doesn't really taste very good at all. But what I like to do for the quinoa is, instead of using water, I use some veggie broth to cook it. I put a couple spoonfuls of tomato sauce, and that helps just give it more, it absorbs that in the process of the cooking, and it gives it more flavor, more robust, and it really just adds to it. And I also throw in some seasonings. I threw in some garlic powder, some onion powder, paprika, salt, pepper, and stirred that up and let it cook as you normally would, and then it comes out so much more full of flavor, and it doesn't lose any of the nutritional value because it's still quinoa. And of course I put some teriyaki sauce over the top of the bowl, specifically kind of drizzled it all over the top of the tofu. I mean, I like teriyaki. Honestly, you can do whatever kind of sauce you want. I just really like teriyaki, so that's what my usual go-to. Some sort of variation of this with like grains, tofu, veggies, and any sauce of choice. I mix it up and how I really do that, but almost every single day for lunch, that's what I'm eating, especially post-workout. Gotta get those gains. Okay, I'm gonna go scarf this down, and I will see you guys at dinner. So, I normally do make dinner freestyle my own recipes and whatnot, but we got a Green Chef box. We don't get these every single week. There was like about a month there for a little while where we were getting them every week, but now we've kind of like switched it on and off. So the past like few weeks we haven't had one at all. But we got one this week, and so whatever I make for dinner is gonna be one of these meals. So I'm gonna open this up, see what we got, and then pick one that I'm gonna make for dinner tonight. So these are the recipe cards. All right, and then all of the meals come packaged up in these bags with the pre-portioned stuff. It's a lot like HelloFresh, except for the fact that this is more, I guess, organic and sustainable. I don't really know exactly what they do differently, so don't ask. Move this out the way. So we got a mushroom and pepper banh mi bowls. Now this is a new one I haven't tried. It's a roasted veggie and grain bowls. That looks really good. Bavarian power bowls. And then kidney bean patties. Because I've had these two in the past, they're both really good, but I think I'm going to save those for something else. I want to try one of the new ones for tonight for dinner. I'm gonna do either the roasted veggie and green bowls or the kidney bean patties. I think we'll do the kidney bean patties. Ooh, and it has a vegan paprika Dijon aioli. I'm not gonna be making dinner just yet though, so maybe like in a couple hours or so I will actually be cooking one of these. And yeah, I think I did decide that the kidney bean patties are what we're gonna do tonight for dinner, so we'll see how it goes. All right, time for dinner. I got the bag with all the ingredients and things for the kidney bean patties right here, and our little recipe card. That's what we're supposed to end up with. There's 7 different steps, so I guess let's get to it, huh? Here's our paprika Dijon aioli. Panko breadcrumbs. This is a seasoning blend. Corn. Apple cider vinegar. Here's our broccoli florets. Kidney beans in this cute little box. That's such a cute little box. That's so cute. My little taters. Some celery stalks. What does that even go in? Chia seeds. Spiced cane sugar. What on earth is that for? I don't know. Roasted red peppers. And that's it. Cool beans. Cool beans. We're making kidney bean patties. Anyways. Anyhoozles. First step is to preheat the oven and then combine the chia seeds with about 3 tablespoons of water in a large bowl. All right, the second step says to cut the broccoli into bite-sized pieces if necessary. Medium dice yellow potatoes into pieces. Small dice the celery into pieces, and then strain and rinse the kidney beans. All right, next step says roast broccoli and potatoes. Place the broccoli and potatoes in a second large bowl. Drizzle with about 1 1/4 tablespoons of cooking oil. Season with about a teaspoon of salt and pinch of pepper. Stir to coat. Spread them out onto a single layer on a lightly oiled foil-lined baking sheet. Roast for 20 to 22 minutes or until broccoli is crisp and tender, potatoes are fork tender, stirring halfway through. I have this baking sheet that has a silicone mat on it, so I'm just gonna use this, and I have some spray oil and it'll be a lot easier. All right, broccoli and potatoes are in the oven. Next, make relish. Place the corn, roasted red peppers, and celery into a small pot. Add apple cider vinegar and about 1/4 cup of water. Season with the spiced cane sugar, salt and pepper. Stir to combine, bring to a boil, then reduce heat to medium-low. Simmer for 15 minutes or until liquid is mostly reduced, stirring occasionally. Alrighty. All right, so I got the relish on the stove. That's gonna be really interesting. It smells good. The celery is what's kind of throwing me off, so we'll see about that. On to step number 5, make the mixture and form the patties. All right, here's the big one. All right, we're gonna add the beans to the bowl with the chia seeds and mash with a potato masher or fork into a chunky puree. Then add the breadcrumbs, 1.5 tablespoons of the vegan paprika Dijon aioli. Season with the paprika parsley spice blend and some salt and pepper. Stir to combine using a spatula and then gently fold and compress in the mixture until it's cohesive, about 1 to 2 minutes. We're getting dirty, we're getting our hands in there. Whew, y'all, I just tasted this aioli whenever I was putting it into the bean mixture, and that is good. Oh yeah, that's really good. All right, got my bean mixture with all the things. Now I'm just gonna mix it up, make some patties. All right, so my patties are formed. So I'm gonna shove these in the fridge for like 5 minutes and then we're gonna cook. So we're air frying boyfriend's patties because he didn't want oil. I saved my calories for the day for this meal, so I'm gonna cook mine in oil and make them nice and golden and crispy. I don't care. Should be ready soon. All right, and here is our finished product. Honestly, it looks pretty delicious. The potatoes and the broccoli look like they came out pretty good, and honestly, like, except this is my boyfriend's with the patties that we put in the air fryer, and they just look like so dehydrated, and they're interesting color. But mine, which I cooked in the oil, have a nice brown golden crispiness to them. They look quite delightful. Not that his look bad, his looks good too, but mine's better. All right, and dinner is served. This looks absolutely delicious. I'm pretty satisfied with how it came out. I'm excited to dig in. I also had a lot of fun taking y'all through what I usually eat in a day. Anyways, check out this beauty. It looks so good. Again, I really enjoyed doing this, so let me know if I should do more things like this in the future. And subscribe to my channel, like this video, and check out my blog. And as always, don't forget, pretty people eat plants.